Deep in the heart of Blackwood Forest, there stood an old, decaying cottage. It had been abandoned for decades, but was said to be cursed, and none in the nearby village dared to go near it. They spoke of haunting screams and malevolent shadows that danced in the darkened windows. One cold, moonless night, Ethan, an adventurous young man with a taste for the paranormal, decided to explore the cottage. Armed with a flashlight and a digital recorder, he ventured into the forest. The villagers watched him leave, shaking their heads and muttering prayers under their breath. The dense forest seemed to close in around him as he approached the dilapidated building. The trees whispered in the wind, their branches like gnarled fingers reaching out to snatch him. As Ethan crossed the threshold, a chill ran down his spine. The air inside was heavy, thick with the scent of mildew and something far more sinister. He clicked on his flashlight, its weak beam cutting through the oppressive darkness. The walls were covered in decades-old cobwebs, and the floor creaked ominously underfoot. Each step took him deeper into the gloom, where the shadows seemed to converge and whisper his name. He reached an old, ornate mirror, tarnished and cracked, hanging crookedly on the wall. Ghostly shapes flickered across its surface, and for a moment, he saw the reflection of a figure standing behind him. Heart pounding, Ethan spun around, but there was nothing there, only the creeping darkness and the oppressive silence. Continuing his exploration, he came across an ancient, dust-covered book lying open on a table. Its pages were filled with cryptic symbols and bizarre illustrations. As he reached out to touch it, the temperature in the room plummeted, and an icy wind whooshed through the cottage, blowing out his flashlight. Panicked, he fumbled for his phone to use its light, and as he did, the digital recorder crackled to life. A deep, guttural voice echoed through its speakers. "Leave this place," it warned. But Ethan's curiosity was insatiable. Ignoring the warning, he began to read aloud from the book. The air grew thick with a malevolent presence, shadows writhing and twisting around him. Suddenly, the floor beneath him gave way, and he plunged into a hidden basement. The room was filled with the skeletal remains of those who had vanished over the years, their empty eye sockets staring accusingly at him. The walls seemed to close in, the shadows whispering louder, faster. Desperate to escape, Ethan scrambled to his feet. But as he turned to flee, a hand, cold and bone-thin, emerged from the darkness and grabbed his ankle, pulling him back down into the abyss. As the villagers gathered at dawn, they found Ethan's flashlight just outside the cursed cottage. None dared to enter, and the legend of the cottage grew, warning of the fate that awaited the curious and the brave.